Now, for as long as I've been fishing, I've had a dream. It's been my dream to one day own my own little camper van that I can head out fishing in, fish, come back to the camper van, get a good night's kip, wake up in the morning and straight back out to fishing again. In all honesty, I probably could have done this absolutely years ago. For some stupid reason, I've waited until the ripe old age of 41 before learning how to drive and finally getting my driver's license. So in March of this year, I finally passed and finally got my driver's license, and I was absolutely buzzing because I knew that was the first step of getting this dream, you know, something I've wanted for so long. You know, I'm not gonna lie, there's been loads of trial and error along the way, and I'll explain that as we go along in this video. I understand this video isn't going to be for everyone. There's not going to be any fishing in this video, but I feel like, you know, now that I have got this car and I am on the road, the videos are going to be coming thick and fast. So it's kind of important to make this video, you know, for the life of the channel, you know, just the story of the channel in general. There's still so much to finish, so many things I want to add. I've got loads of little ideas here and there. So I'm excited to show you lot what I've done and how I went about doing it. Don't get me wrong, in the next few years, I do fully plan on buying a full-size camper van or something that can turn into an absolute palace. I'm so excited to get a full-size van, but this is just ideal for now. Number one, it's ideal to get me around learning the roads. Number two, the insurance, super cheap, a fraction of the price of what a van insurance was going to be for a first-time driver, even if someone as old as myself. As you've seen by them screenshots, there's no way I'm paying nearly £500 a month. That's like what, like 5-6 grand a year or something for your insurance, which is phenomenal. So what I plan on doing is showing you lot the stages that I went through to get to where I am now. Everything from when I first bought the car, stripping it out, gutting it, building the kitchenette, carpeting the roof, fitting the lights, electronics. Everything's just been a massive case of trial and error. It isn't a tutorial by any means. It's just going to be snippets of where I was at, what stage I was at day by day. Then at the end of the video, I'll give you lot a full tour of where I'm at now and what it's looking like at the moment. And I'm so excited to show you lot what I've done. I hope you lot enjoy the video. We'll jump over to day one and we'll see what it was like when I first got the car. I hope you enjoy. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Finally back with the Geordie Blanker, and today is a good day. Today is a damn good in day. Finally got my very first motor, finished my driving lessons, passed my driving test, and finally got my first car. And here she is. She's a little Citroen Berlingo, an older one, an 09, but super clean. Whoever's had it's looked after it well, because it's literally immaculate, apart from my dirty feet down there. But yeah, super tidy. Nice big boot. Already started ripping the carpets out, ready to make this little home on wheels. Plenty space. The plan is small little slide out bed. Started about here as a single, slide out to a double. Little tiny kitchenette. Little L-shaped seat up the back there to make it a double bed when extended. Plenty storage out the back, plenty storage up the sides. Small sink, small stove. Plenty clips up top for the rods or the light gear. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't wait to get started. Right, decided to put the carpet back down just for some extra insulation, and I'm going to lay the woods down on top of this. Those chunks of metal will stop me from laying the floor flush without building some kind of frame for everything to sit on. So what I've done is built a frame at the back there. I'll tidy that up after. That's just the basic frame, just for the floor to sit flush so everything's level now. Get some cardboard in here and do the mapping for all these shapes and cutouts and different angles and stuff for the flooring. I'll probably end up using this big divot here underneath for an extra row of storage. It just means I've got a full tunnel there under the floor and of storage that I can access through the sides of the doors. But yeah, slowly does it. I'll get there eventually. That was a lot harder than it needed to be. It was all uneven underneath. Had to build a custom framework box out the back, do this all in sections, put spars underneath for some grip. But that's all in, so that's it. That's a nice fresh start ready for tomorrow. Start building the bed tomorrow, get some lino down, and job's a good one. Right, ladies and gents, day number 2. I'm currently starting off making the bed. Slide out lap bed. I'm hoping there's going to be enough there on these lengths, but I've got a feeling I'm going to have to go and pick up some more. Right, there we go, that's both sides done. That's one side of the bed. Obviously lats will go across, spaced out, connecting those together. Then make another one of these to sit this side. That'll have interlocking lats that'll slide in and out of that to turn it from a single to a double bed. So obviously I'll have a handle fitted on the centre here, and that'll fully extend into a double bed. It'll fit snug here with the small unit I'm building here. There we go, one double bed. Over the moon with that. Oh, let's see if it's cozy in here. Get this door closed. Why, aye. What a belter. Oh, why, aye. Look at that. Champion. Oh, God. Many a fishing trip to be had in this. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Right, ladies and gentlemen, day 3. Turns out this is a little bit too high. By the time I set up in the van with cushions and wood on top, my head's just a bit too close to the roof. So I'm going to knock them bottom spars off and shorten it by about 3-4 inches. One thing I have done is got the flooring down. There we go. So that's the flooring I've went for. But yeah, a little bit of a hiccup, having to shorten the whole bed. Like I say, by the time I was sat on the wood and on the cushion as well, my head was a little bit too close to the roof. And I'm not going to be taking this out and wood paneling it. I'm going to be leaving this up there once the spotlights are installed. So obviously I don't want to be too crouched over. The problem I'm having now is, I quickly show you lot. So I'm going to cut the bed about here, L-shaped sofa there. That door's going to be blocked, that door's going to be blocked. So there's going to be no way of getting out except from the back. I've took the back panel off, thinking I could make one of those, you know, little link lanyard, so you can pull it and open the back door from the inside. Because obviously berlingos and a few other Kangoo small vans, small cars like MPVs, you can't get out via the back door from the inside, which is crazy. But I guess, you know, security and all that kind of jazz. What I'm having to do is, because it's all electric down here, I've figured out that there's a tiny little hole there. Where is it? There it is. There's a little hole there, and if I put something in it and move it, the door opens from the inside, which is what I want. There we go. Hey presto. But that is not very convenient every morning when I want to go out for a shite. So, right, so a little bit archaic, but I found a way to do it. Basically, I'm going to have to build, this is just for temporary, just so I can figure out the mechanism. I've got to make some kind of string with a small handle on that's thin enough to fit through the mechanism. And then when it's locked from the inside like this, all you do is when I want to be out the back door, give it a little pull to the left. And there we go. Day 6. And as you can tell by this dodgy looking spaceship covered in tinfoil, my shoddy soundproofing and insulation job. Obviously I had all the cables that I wanted to avoid, so I couldn't put it all in one sheet. Because what I've decided to do, at first I didn't have no sound deadening, no vapor barriers, no insulation. But I've added some in places just to kind of, you know, any added insulation or any added kind of sound deadening, or obviously when you're tapping things now, you know, it's just a nice solid sound rather than a tinny echoey effect when you're in there. Like, you know what I mean, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, I've never done this before, but it's all going to add to the warmth of, you know, sleeping here at night. So what I am going to do is I've took off all the plastics, I've took off the roof, I'm about to cut 2 holes in the roof to fit the lights, but yeah, I'm going to fully carpet with this 4-way stretch carpet over all the plastics, all the door, all the sills and the roof as well. It's just made about 1,000 more jobs for myself, but in the long run I think it's going to be worth it. So yeah, I'll crack on with that now. That is the roof fully carpeted, puck lights fitted. Needs cleaning up, a few scuffs here and there, but what a difference that is. What an absolute difference. I cannot believe it. 4 nice bright puck lights. Right, as you can see, I've started carpeting all the plastics with a bit left over from the roof. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but they are super bright. Obviously different modes. Don't know why you'd want to have a rave in the camper light, but just in case. But yeah, love them. Right, here we go, day 7. Starting to get the plastics back on. Last few bits to carpet. Lights are up. Starting to find channeling for all the wiring. Obviously there's a fair few things to go in. Electric pumps for the sink. A few other lights dotted here and there, and a few more smaller bits of electronics, fans. I've got to fit a fridge and a diesel heater as well. There we go, spot on. So there we go, little compartment there where the cooker is, little mini fridge like I was saying, hanging out the bottom there, little bit of storage in there, cupboard door there, cupboard door there. I'm going to put an aluminium splashboard on here and here, and on the bench top that lifts up so I can cook in that area there. Sink, tap, obviously there's a worktop going on here as well. Grey water, clean water, little cupboard in there that slides out the boot as well. Obviously I've opted for these shaped doors. You'd have to excuse all the shoddy cutting and markings and stuff. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of winging it with what I've got, and a little bit of YouTube here and there. Well, there we go, cupboard doors are on. Little side panel for the fridge. Cupboard door number 1, cupboard door number 2. Almost finished. There's my fridge. 2 cupboard doors, nice brass handles. Absolutely over the moon with that. Obviously it's got a lot of work there to do. Nice oak kitchen top, extendable table here for out the side of the camper, and a large extendable table for out the back of the tailgate. But yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon with that. Hey, this is weird. Oh, this is crazy. I love it. Honestly, I love it. I need to get the chairs upholstered. Obviously, I've got the foams and stuff. I just need to get some fabric down on them. But I'm loving this so far, like. Busy making some templates. Believe it or not, these will be cupboards in these windows. Top and bottom shelf. Folding down door here, folding down door there. Obviously I'm just marking up the template at the minute. I'm going to cut a nice shape out for this to get all the woods lined up. But yeah, that's what we're on today. Day, God knows, 20, 30, could be any day. Bought a nice big bit of oak wood, live edge. Ignore all my little dodgy cuttings and stuff. It's not fitted in yet. I'm just sizing it all up and making sure it sits snug with everything. My tap arrived. Get all that installed when the sink comes. But yeah, everything's coming along nice. Obviously got the cupboards in. Just put the locks on them. I just need to put the trims around the edges. As you can see, I've done on those ones there. But yeah, it's starting to come along nice. Right, that is that. Right, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to electronics, so that this is just pure winging it. So we've got a leisure battery. We've got a negative going from the leisure battery. Excuse all this shite, everything needs hoovering. Going from the leisure battery to a bus bar, from the bus bar to the fuse box. 15 amp fuse. Then we've got a live going from the positive to an isolator switch, from the isolator switch to a fuse box, just so I can isolate the battery and work on other things. Then we've got the live going from the fuse box over to the USB panel to a rocker switch, so I can turn the USB panel on and off. That's it, that little connection you can see there. Then we've got a connection going from that to the USB panel. Then we've got the live going from the USB panel over to the fuse box. I think I just said that. And that's a 15 amp fuse. Right. Now I've moved the battery outside just in case it's just, I don't know how batteries work. Will it just explode? Will it? No, fuck knows. So I guess we'll find out. I'm going to stand back while I switch on this. No bangs yet. Let's go around the, oh, by the way, had to, couldn't resist. Right, no lights on yet. So I've either fit the rocker switch wrong or it's set to off and I just haven't switched it on yet. So here's the little rocker switch that I need to fit at the side of it. Now, if I turn this on, come on. Hey, get in. Oh, get in, man. First time, no bother. Right, now it's a case of just rigging up all my electronics into the back of this. My fridge, my fan, my telly, my broadband router, all that kind of carry on. And jobs are good. Get in, I'm chuffed. Right, so here we are, 3 months later. We're now into July. I'd say I was 90% complete. Time to give you guys a little tour of what I've done so far. Right, here we go. I feel like a really crap Jeremy Clarkson. Still loads I want to finish on it. Loads of stuff I want to add here and there. But I'll show you guys where I'm up to at the moment. Just crack this open. And there she is, my beautiful little home on wheels. I absolutely love it. I love it. I've got so much I want to show you on it. So many little things I added, so many little features. So we'll get straight to it. First things first, I'll just give you a general look of what it looks like inside. Obviously your main entry point, straight through the tailgate. You do have another entry point on that side as well when the TV's laying flat. But yeah, this is the main entry point. As you can see, it's L-shaped. So you've got one seat across, sits about two, one seat across, probably one. I mean, you're going to get, it's basically for me, but you're going to get two in here comfortably. And on this side, we've got the small kitchenette, which features two small cupboards, one drawer, a slide-out table, which I'll show you, fully extendable back for cooking outside. Obviously, I don't want to be cooking on the inside. Sink, running water, and the window shelves. A lot of other people with camper vans have probably seen these before. USB charging taps, absolutely perfect bit of equipment. So that comes as a separate unit. It's for sitting on top of bottles, but I've got it mounted on a small bit of wood, so that's going nowhere. And it easy charges out the back. I've got power packs in the cupboards. I just plug them in, and that, you know, this thing lasts for weeks off one charge. So yeah, water tanks underneath. Two tanks, one for the clean, one for the grey water. Now I'll jump in and quickly show you guys what else is in here. So this was a little design choice that I wanted from the off. I made this little drawer. At the minute it's just a junk drawer like everybody has in their kitchen, you know, full of junk, remote controls, all that kind of stuff. Narcotics, nah man, sugar, you know, I've got to have a couple when you're on the road. Yeah, little design choice, this table. So basically, bit of wood slides out, sits above my knees, just something to sit and make me rigs on. Or when the bed's fully extended, I've got a nice little table to sit an iPad on, or on my laptop, or I can edit from here. As you can see, I've finished off everything with, you know, the tubing, the edging. I haven't added any on the drawer yet because I'm waiting on it coming. But you can see I've added it on here and around there. It's basically around everything, just to finish things off. Another design choice that I wanted was a slide-out drawer. I will admit this bit at the back, this armrest, was pure accidental. To be honest, a lot of this has been accidental, but yeah, this was hugely accidental. As you can see behind the chairs there's just a small latch. Pop the latch, armrest falls forward, drawer slides all the way out. That's got my lure bag in it, more bits and bobs in it, tools usually. I am going to build a little extension arm on this so that it can sit out straight like that as well. Just another table when I'm out. Or when it's closed, have it lock out and it's just an extension for the chair and the bed. So you can lie without having the bed set out. You can lie with your legs out the back. So Berlingo's got 2 slide sliding doors. Just ignore the wiring. That's one of the things that does need finishing, is the wiring. The major things I want to finish in the van are beading around all the edges, you know, like a nice wood rail around all the edges, just to tidy up all the edging of where the woods are, you know, and trim down all the cabling and get it all hidden underneath the floorboards. This is just a finish off as well, just a block straight down. Like I say, this needs the edging on it, this needs edging on it, and a nice silver rail, just to tidy it all up. But yeah, that's that side door. I'll quickly show you the other door. Driver's side sliding door. We've got the backrest there. There was a gap there, and you were leaning on that and you were just kind of falling straight out, so I installed a bit of wood there just to kind of lean on. This bit's quite cool. I enjoyed making this bit. Put some hinges on this flap, so essentially this lifts up and there's all my rods, nets, everything just slides straight under all the way through the other side of the van, and it's just somewhere to keep me rods and me nets out of the car. Right, so I'll talk a little bit about the bed. Like I said, L-shaped seating, just a case of lifting up the mattress, and the 2 sides you can see here split into 2. They pull out, stretch to the cupboard. Then it's just a case of lying the cushions down flat, and that's the bed fully extended. What you can also do is, if you look under this cushion, there's another flap of wood. These seats on the Berlingo go all the way under. This lies flat, the top comes off, the bit of wood goes over the full flat of these. So essentially you've got the bed, the full length of the car, all the way to the steering wheel, which essentially turns it into a full-size double bed. Again, which is absolutely perfect. Right, so before I talk about what electronic devices I've got in the camper so far, I'll quickly show you where everything's housed. As far as the battery and the electronics are concerned, because that was a big ball ache, I'm not going to lie. I've never played with electronics before, so literally everything was just, you know, winging it from scratch. The leisure battery itself is stored underneath the sliding bed. Literally now you're going to start to see how much I know about woodwork. Like, look at the state of everything. It's so bad, but it works. That's the main thing, and it works for me. Leisure battery housed under that seat. Obviously the drawer that slides out is further down there. The wiring for all the electronics. This back bit, the L chair. Bear in mind, everything under here needs to be boxed in, tucked away. It is just a big nest of cables at the minute. This is one of the major things that needs finishing. And it's trimming down all the cables and kind of getting everything hidden away. So I'll give you guys a quick look in here. Everything's getting tucked away in trunking. There's a little bit of wood getting put across there, so nothing that I store in here kind of has contact with any of the electronics. Like I say, the wiring and the electronics is the main job that needs finishing. Right, so if I flick the main isolator switch on, that's everything on. Now I'll show you all the devices that I've got in here so far. First things first, TV, switches down by the side, main deck switch on, TV is the second one. Now I do have a TV aerial for this, and I also have broadband in here as well. But what I've found is best, to be honest, is simple USB stick in the side, all my films all loaded onto the USB stick. Find a film to watch, I don't know, Snatch or whatever that was, Rocky. Load up Rocky. There we go, job's a good one. TV is, oh, let me just turn that down. TV is on a swivel. So, you know, that's movable in so many different directions, no matter where you lie and where you want it. If you want it flat to the door, if you want it flat to the wall, basically moves around all over. Right, so that takes us on to the next device. This was the second device I installed, and it's something I definitely couldn't live without in this van. As you can imagine, it's an absolute sweat box in the heat. I've installed that onto switch number 3. That's that one there. And that is this little 12-volt fan. As you can see, you can swivel, move, position into so many different angles, depending on where I'm sitting. But the strength on this little thing, little switch underneath. There we go. absolutely perfect. And like I say, that'll reach you on any part of the seating position. But no, I love it. It's like I say, it's so needed. Like I say, it gets super hot in here. So a nice strong 12-volt fan is ideal. Right, another thing that I custom made was these thermal window blinds. As you can see, I've got all the windows covered. I'll quickly show you these three, which are the back windows for inside the actual camper itself. So these match the carpet 4-way stretch that I used inside. Turn them over. It's double layered thermal wraps as well. I stitched in some finish around the edges as well and added the suction cups. I'll quickly fit those now just to show you what it's like with those in as well. It does get super dark in here. Bear in mind the cracks of light you can see is where I haven't put the thermal blinds up yet behind the cupboards. So even with that, it's still pitch black in here. Nice little light from the TV. But now I'll show you one of my favourite parts, which is the lighting in the camper. So lighting is installed to switch number 1. It was one of the first things I installed. And as I showed you previously, it's on this little remote control. So quick click. And there we go. Look at that, man. Every time I turn it on, every time I'm in here, it just blows my mind. Like, I absolutely love this. So yeah, there we go. That's the puck lights. 2 on this side, 2 on that side. And as I was showing you when I installed them, you know, they come with dimmers and you can have them super down, or you can have them different speed, different lightings. You know, you can have them really dull. Like I say, these are super bright, and 90% of the time, you know, I'm not going to be really using these. They're just there if I really need the brightness. So what you've probably noticed is around the edging of the camper, you'll see the copper wiring that goes throughout. Those are small fairy lights that I fit throughout the camper, which I find I use more than the spotlights. I house the battery for these in the cupboards. That's there for now. Obviously, bear in mind this hasn't been painted and I haven't added the handles on these yet. So that's just a flick switch. There's 100 different settings you've got to go through to find just, you know, the static on, which is this one. But then if I turn the puck lights off, there we go. Now, if you ask me, the atmosphere that gives is perfect. You know, you've got your film on, you've got your fairy lights, bed set up, and you can just relax. You know what I mean? Like I just don't get tired of that. I don't get tired of just chilling with these on, you know. I love it. So yeah, that's where I'm up to so far. That's my little home on wheels. I do apologise that there was no fishing in this video, but it was kind of essential to make it for the shape of the channel going forward. I'm so excited. I can literally fish where I want now, when I want, stay for as long as I want, carry all my camping equipment, carry all my filming equipment, and I'm just so excited to start bringing you lot videos again. Just having to rely on people for lifts and to get to these places, and, you know, relying on friends to take me to marks and carry all my fishing equipment, and, you know, it just wasn't always ideal. And I know I blabbed on about it so much in the other videos, but now it's here. Now I've got it. I've got this camper. I can go where I want. I can drive. Like, the world is literally my oyster. Don't even like oysters. I'm so excited to start making videos again. Obviously, a massive thank you to everyone that's kind of stuck by the channel while I have been gone. You know, the people that come up, "Oh, you the Jody Blanca? When's the next video? I missed the content." Like, that's kind of what's kept me going, you know, and kept me grinding away at this little dream to get it. And it's to get out there and, you know, for the small amount of people that do enjoy the videos, getting out there and making those videos for them. I love making them. I love editing. Yes, I don't get the best fish. I don't get the most fish, but I love making the content, you know, and that's the main thing. And I'm so excited to get out on the road and bring you guys the best videos that I possibly can. So for the people that do stick around and do enjoy the videos, I look forward to taking you along with me on the journey. So until then, tight lines. Ladies and gentlemen,